Good day. In connection our chapter 1.2 until to the last chapter that I given to you based on the model. Let me show you to one. Show you this one. Our last is we have the 2.1. Have also the our last one is we have the activity 2. In order to cover up the activity 2 to activity 3, okay, if I'm not mistaken, okay, we're going to show you how to create or program, and then I'll be going to explain it to you clearly step by step on how you will be going to use the C++ programming. So before you will be going to continue this video, make sure that you watch the introduction in computing, and in that video there will be some introduction, there will be some explanation what is this subject all about, especially on the idea languages that we'll be going to use. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so we'll be going to use this web application. We will be going to use this website in order to cover up those C++ programming, the very beginning of this subject until to the last of this subject. I just want you to know, my dear students, that we have a lot of application, we have a lot of process in order to cover up the C++ program. It doesn't mean na ito lang po yung gagamitin nyo. Okay, so nire-recommend ko lang po ito. Okay, so meron po tayong application para sa PC natin in order to create a C++ programming. Meron po di tayong maraming application or mobile application in order na makuha nyo ang C++ program. So just look for the description below. So just click the link. Ipopost ko dyan sa description sa video na ito para makapasok kayo dito sa gagamitin natin na website or application for the C++. Okay, so first thing, my dear student, is I'll be going to clear this one to you. Clear ko muna to lahat, then clear natin itong output. So mag-start po tayo sa pinaka una. Again ha, cover na po ito sa chapter 1.2 until sa chapter 2 na yata, yun. There's a chapter 2 about procedural programming, introduction to programming, and debugging. Okay. First thing that we will be going to create in order to have a C++ programming is we have the header file. We call this one the number include iostream header. Okay. Number include or hashtag. We have the less than sign and greater than sign, and we have iostream. Okay. So this kind of code, my dear student, or line of code or source code, ito po yung nag-identify na gumagamit kayo ng C++. Okay? So if you will be going to create this one, if you will be going to use this one, make it sure small letter po siya lahat. At the same time, wala po siyang spacing, at make it sure that to use the exact for this one, the exact symbol in order to create the header file. Again, my dear student, ito po yung ulo, ito po yung header natin, or ito po yung sign na gumagamit tayo ng C++ programming. Lahat po ng mga codes na possible, ng mga codes na gagamitin natin under the C++, dito po yan magagaling. Okay, next is we have the number include, we have the using namespace std. Ang using namespace std, my dear student, is ginagamit po yan para makagamit tayo ng output, para makagamit din tayo ng input, para makatype tayo, para maka-create tayo ng output for our C++ programming. Okay? So, sa using namespace std, dapat small letter, space, namespace, dapat correct yung spelling at std. Ano po ba ang meaning ng std? Okay? In C++ programming. Ang std, my dear student, is meaning po yan is tells the compiler which class namespace to look in for an identifier. Kumbaga, ito po yung ginagamit para maka-create tayo ng output, para maka-create tayo ng input. Okay? So, yun po yun. So, ang meaning po talaga ito, my dear student, is operator in the scope operator. It tells the compiler which class namespace to look for an identifier. Yan ha, ginagamit po to para maka-create ng input or an output. Next is we have the int main or the function main. Int main, my dear student, int, that is stands for integer. Okay? Int main, tinatawag po tong function main. Ito po yung magsisilbing code para makagamit tayo ng mga variables, para makagamit tayo ng data types. Ito po ang ginagamit or itinatype natin in order na maka-create tayo ng variables at data types. Yung kanina, nagamit to para yung header file, number include, iostream, is ginagamit po talaga ito para maka-identify tayo ng gumagamit tayo ng C++ at makagamit tayo ng ibang mga codes para sa C++. Using namespace std, ginagamit po ito para makagamit tayo ng input and output. And next is we have the function main. Ang gamit po nito is para maka-create tayo ng variables at data types. So, hindi muna tayo po-proceed yan. Kahit hindi muna natin gamitin yung variables at data types, my dear students, kailangan po talaga na may int main. Okay? So, next is we have the open curly braces. Same time, dapat may partner po yan na close curly braces. Dito sa application na to, my dear student, as you type the open curly braces, automatically pong lumalabas yung as we type the open curly braces and then type enter, automatic po lumalabas yung close curly braces. Kumbaga, ito ang magsisilbing starting point and ito ang magsisilbing end point natin. Okay, sa loob nito, dyan po natin ilalagay yung mga codes natin. So, hindi po talaga pwede, my dear student, na wala po si open curly braces at si close curly braces. Dahil ito po yung magsisilbing starting point natin at ito po yung magsisilbing close curly braces. Okay? Kumbaga, parang ito yung body of the letter kung i-base natin to sa parts of creating a letter. Okay? Next is we have the output or the cout. And then double less than. We have the we have the double quotation. As we type the double quotation, my dear student, lalabas din agad yung isang double quotation. Dito po natin ipapakita lahat kung ano ang kalalabasan or kung ano yung i-display nyo sa inyong code. Okay? So, ganyan po ang gagamitin natin. So, si cout, dito na po yan galing. Okay? Okay. So, dapat sa pag-create nyo ng cout program, cout, dapat merong double quotation tapos yung word. So, kahit wrong spelling ang ilagay nyo dyan, pwede po. Kahit ilang spacing po ang ilagay nyo dyan, pwede po. Pero, make it sure na ma-follow nyo ang exact format sa pag-create ng cout or sa paggamit ng cout. Bawal po na gumamit tayo ng cout kung gusto nyo i-display yung word na hello world. Bawal po talaga na hindi nyo po to makuha exactly like for nito. So, hindi po yan pwede. Dapat may double quotation muna bago tayo gumamit ng semicolon. Hindi rin pwede, my dear student, na ito magiging capital. Hindi po pwede na ito is ang spelling sa cout nyo. At hindi po rin pwede kung isa lang po yung less than or wala po yatang less than sign ang ilalagay nyo dito. Okay? So, between sa double quotation nito, dahil dito nyo ilalagay yung statement kung ano ang lalabas sa, kung ano ang gusto nyo i-display sa code nyo. Okay? So, after natin ma-type nito lahat, okay? So, try natin i-run. Okay, wait, wrong po tayo. Okay, so notice lumabas na po yung hello world. So kung kukunan natin ito ng space, ito po lumabas. Okay, so wala po siyang space. Okay, what if po kung kulang po ang ating code, gaya nito. Kung kanina, kung nakita nyo may error tayo, hindi lalabas ang code niya pero ibibigay niya sa inyo kung ano ang kulang. So kita nyo dito, error expected, wala daw semicolon, okay, before daw dito sa ating close curly braces. So ilagay natin. What if kung kulang din ito? Okay, so marami ng error ang lalabas. So kailangan talaga na may tama po talaga ang spelling or tama po talaga ang code na gagamitin nyo for the C++. Again, my dear student, ito po yung pinaka-basic na code na gagamitin nyo sa pag-create ng C++ programming. Okay? Ito po talaga yung pinaka-basic. Okay? The header file, the using namespace std, the function main, which is the int main, and then we have the open curly braces and close curly braces. Okay, hindi po kayo pwede proceed sa cout kung wala po kayo dito. Okay, hindi po kayo pwede proceed sa ibang mga variables or sa ibang data types kung hindi nyo po to magagawa muna. So therefore, kung nasubaybayan nyo yung first na video natin, meron talagang control structures ang pag-create ng program. Sa lahat po ng programming languages, meron po talaga yung control structures. Kumbaga, may sequence structure po tayo. Hindi po tayo pwede dumiretso lamang sa pag-create ng output natin, sa pag-create ng input natin without the use of the sequence structure or the exact format or the exact source code or code or line of codes for our C++ programming. Okay, so let's proceed. So I hope na intindihan nyo na sa pag-display ng ating code. Ayan, ito kanina. Okay. So let's proceed na sa data types and variables. Honestly, my dear students, we have a lot of types and data types and variables. Okay, so kung nakita nyo yung activity ko, kung answer na yung activity, pinagawa ko kayo ng program na pwedeng mag-out input ng dalawang numbers at i-compute niya gamit ang addition. Okay, so kung gagawin niyo yan, my dear student, dapat meron kayong variables at the same time meron din kayong data type. So meron po tayong pinaka-basic na data type. First, let's have the data types. Okay. First, we have the int or the int. This stands for integer. Okay. Integer, my dear student, is common use when it comes in whole numbers. I just want you to know that in every data types that you will be going to use has a memory or has a size in bytes. Okay. I think you're already familiar with that. Again, data types has a size, has a memory called bytes. Okay, so if you will be going to use the int or integer, make sure that you will be going to type this one only the word in. You are not allowed to use this one as capital letter. Okay, so the format of that, or the syntax that, or format, say syntax format na siya, and so that is only I and T, or then it has a memory of 2 or 4 bytes. So it only, in short, dear student, it only accept whole numbers. Okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. Okay. What if you will be going to input, or if you will be going to use with decimal numbers? So instead of using integer, because integer can accept, or you are not allowed to use this one in case if you have an input or with decimal numbers. So instead of using int, so you may use the float. Okay, or in short, this is called floating point. Okay, it has a memory of 4 bytes, and it accepts whole numbers, and it also accepts decimal numbers. Okay, so if you want to use data types, combination of whole numbers at the same time with decimal numbers, instead of using float, instead of using integer, you may use double. Okay, so in short, we call this one as double floating point. Okay? And it has 8 bytes of memory. In case if you have a computation of 1,000, millions, so you may use the double. So if you want to create a program that inputs a whole number at the same time can accept decimal numbers, you may use double. Again, integer is used for whole numbers, and it has 2 or 4 bytes of memory. Float has a 4 bytes, and accept whole numbers at the same time, accept decimal numbers. And we have also double, a combination of integer and float, allows and accept big inputs or big numbers. Okay, so how you will be going to use those data types that I mentioned a while ago? First, let's have the basic codes. Using namespace std, using we have int main braces. Now, where you will be going to put type the data types, so it must be after on the open curly braces. So you are not allowed to for now, you are not allowed to put some integer or data types after on our function main. So if you will be going to declare the data types, say integer, so you may put this one after on the open curly braces, like this one. In every data types that you will be going to use, it must have a variable. You will be going to use a variable, make it sure that it is readable. Okay, so example, we have num. So take note that if you will be going to use if you will be going to create a variable after in our data type, make it sure that wala siyang spacing like this one. Kung gusto nyo may spacing, you may use underscore like this one. Okay, or either you may use only this one. Okay, so let's have another one. n2. Okay? N that is stands for number, and n2 stands for num2. Okay. If you try to create variables with data type, make it sure that in every data types after the variable it must has a semicolon. Okay, so format niya dapat after sa variable na may data types is may semicolon. Okay, so bawal kung walang semicolon. So since that we are talking about on how to create a program that will input two numbers and calculate using addition, so let's say this is sum. So we already declared three variables. We have declared three variables and three data types. So first is we have the integer of n1 or num1, the integer of n2, and we have also the integer of sum. Okay, now we'll be going to create inputs. So if you will be going to create an input, so let's have an indicator that will tell us what you will be going to input. So we have cout, say input the first number. Okay, in order to input the first number, para makatype kayo ng integer, para makatype kayo ng numbers gamit yung n1, so ito na po yung cin. Cin, my dear students, is used in order to create an input. So a while ago, cout, I explained a while ago that the cout is used for the inputs, where you will be going to display the text. Okay, so if we say cin, we have less than sign, inputs yan. So kumbaga inaalaw nito na makatype kayo ng mga letters or numbers dito gamit ang inyong keyboard. So let's say since the indicator talk about, or the display talks about cout input the first number, so we'll be going to use the n1 and with semicolon. Before we'll be going to proceed, let me explain this one to you. Since that we declared in the integer, now first data type, which is integer space, we have n1, and then we put it one here. So kung ano ang format nilagay nyo dyan, kung n1 yan, dapat n1 din ang ilagay nyo dito. So what if kung ang nilagay nyo is n space? Hindi po yan pwede. So therefore, dapat yung format niya is the same sa variable kung i-declare or gagamitin nyo yan dito sa baba. Okay, so kung i-change nyo to, let's say n1, n underscore 1, n underscore 1 din ang ilagay nyo. Okay, so kung medyo nabibilisan lang kayo sa explanation ko, pwede nyo pong i-pause, pwede nyo pong i-rewind case if medyo mabilis lang po yung pag-explain. Next is we have the cout. So declare natin yung second, so input the second number. And then we have cin and 2. Okay, and ends of semicolon. So we already declared, or we already used the data type with a variable of n2. So next is how you will be going to calculate the second number using sum. The next thing is you will be going to create a formula. Okay, since that our process talks about on how to calculate the two numbers using addition, so we'll be going to use the sum. Okay, but before we'll be going to proceed, let me explain to you that we have arithmetic operators. So in our C++ programming, plus sign is used for addition. Okay, this is only an example. This is only an explanation. And we have the dash sign that is used for subtraction. have also the forward slash, this for division. And the last one, instead of using x for multiplication, we have asterisk. Is multiplication or product. Okay, since that we are talking, these are the codes or the symbols that you will be going to use in order to calculate or in order to compute some numbers or formulas in C++ programming. Okay, so let's say we will be going to create a formula. So let's get first the sum, equal sign, then n1 plus n2, then ends with semicolon. Okay, let me explain this one to you. So it is here that the format of our formula is not like this: n1 plus n2 is equal to sum. So since I just want you to know that in our programming, the field of information technology and science, instead of using this kind of exact format for the formula, so we'll be going to use this one. Kumbaga, baliktad dito sa atin. Pero ang computation nito, my dear student, is same po sa exact na format like nito. Okay? Pero kung dito tayo sa pag-create ng program, mauuna talaga yung output or mauuna talaga yung answer before yung mga output. Okay, so now i-display na yan natin. So kung if I'll be going to explain this one to you, we can input or type number, any whole numbers using n1, any whole numbers using the variable of n2, and then we can calculate or compute the n1 and enter the first and the second number using addition and using this formula with arithmetic operator of addition or the plus sign. So we'll be going to display the answer. So since that we're going to display this one, so another C out and then the answer. And then if you will be going to display the answer, that will be another double less than and then sum. And it ends with semicolon. Okay, so let's run the program. Let's try. Okay, the first thing na lumabas is we have the input the first number. Okay, so to explain this one to you, yung input the first number, ito po yun. Okay, so bakit hindi nag-proceed kaagad dito sa second number? Kasi nag-wait siya kung ilan yung i-input mo dito, ilan yung ibibigay mo na value sa n1 natin. So yung nag-blink dyan, ito yung cursor, yan po ang in na variable n1. So let's say yung first input natin is 2. Okay, sorry. Ito tayo, 2. After you type input the first number that is equivalent to 2, next thing na lalabas is, so after we type 2, try muna natin bakit hindi ito lumalabas. Run 2. Yan po na. Run 2, enter. Then next is we have the second number, which is the variable of into, or the data type of integer 2. Okay, sorry. Ulitin natin. 2, then the answer is 4. Okay, bakit naging 4 yung answer? Kasi may formula tayo dito na n1 plus n2. Then tapos i-display natin dito sa output natin, which is the answer dito sa pinakalas na line sa number 18 na line of code equal to sum. So bakit 4 ang lumabas dyan? Kasi yung answer dito sa between sa n1 plus n2 na ginamitan natin ng arithmetic operator, which is plus sign, that is equivalent to 4. Kasi yung n1 may value tayo na 2, tapos yung n2 binigyan natin ng value na 2. So that's why yung answer dito is equivalent to 4. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll be going to continue this discussion with regards in the C++ programming in the next topic. Have a nice day. I hope you learned something. Once again, have a nice day. If you have some comments, if you have some clarification, don't forget to leave some comments below, and have a nice day.